Hey guys, so it's been a while, and we've recently watched Arifureta episode 7 and 8, which I both...
Book 2, 3.
Yeah, okay, so I know the last video hasn't uploaded officially yet, so we don't know how you took that, but this is even a hotter take, because, holy crap, I have very little to say. But, in hindsight... you get the back half of book 2, which I'm sure the only people watching this show, or should be watching this show, is the diehard fans that have no other will but their love for the series to endure this hot mess. Because it's garbage.
It's a mess. It's gotten worse.
Oh gosh. Okay, so in short, I'll just say what I like about it, because there's too much that I hate. In 7... the only part I really did like was seeing Milady. I think
voice actress is great.
I'm pretty sure she's the cat waitress chick from Steins Gate. Don't quote me on that, but like
you really have a nice niche, that lady. I like it.
Yes, I
very unique.
Adore that, especially in this character, because it fits Milady perfectly. So I do like the scenes with Milady, especially like the when they see the sign for the dungeon, and then like the little signs that are like, you know, that she has toying with them. In the book, like when I read it in the light novel, I always thought they were just reading the signs that she put up, but like no, it's like an actual like telegram or like a recorded message, and I find that it makes it even more funny in the show. But other than that, I really hate it because not only do we skip over way too much, but there's some things that are changed for like no reason. Like there's like the hallway scene where the boulders are coming, that's completely different. Like you never get like Hajime like slamming it, like breaking one with his fist and stuff. So that's like disappointing. The fights are underwhelming. I think one good way to point it out on why, and it's not just like, oh, the animation's trash, I hate it, it's terrible. No, that's not why. I'll tell you, well, it is partially why. It doesn't do it any favors, but I'll tell you why. It's because in the book, Hajime has this thing that's called like gun fu, where he like does some like martial art, like basically like self-taught martial arts moves as he's shooting. And in the show, it's just like, oh, I get one frame where he's going doo 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 doo. That's what they literally sound like, because the sound effects are garbage. But you know, he's just standing in place, or it's like him running in frame. Like I don't know, it's just like you can't really sell being a badass when you're running straight and shooting blindly at things that take up the entire screen. I don't know. That's just not entertaining. I'm sorry. I will say one thing that I guess is kind of nice, but at the same time I don't really know why they do it, is they put these little things, you know, for like book readers in there. Like for instance, Yu has these like tanks that store water in them, and it's supposed to like in the book it like talks how like it's a way for her to like save mana, because like in the gorge it's harder to like you know, it disperses mana, so you can't like use spells as good. And so you know, she has those like water canisters to save mana, so that she can like actually cast like her water spells in the fight, which they don't tell you that at all in the show, and they just have it in there, and it's like, okay, she just has a water gun, okay, it's a squirt gun. It's going to do a lot. Yeah, so I don't know. That's what I have to say about that episode. Do you have anything to say before we get on to the next episode?
Episode 7, yeah, so first of all, Overlord Head is in this episode.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Second of all, animations is bad as expected, but there is one moment with 3 creatures. I'm pretty sure the animation was not only looped, but also copied and pasted to like a character to the left and the right.
Possibly.
So that's pretty bad. And PowerPoint slides.
Yeah. I will say in closing, that episode gets to the tavern, which I'm like, okay, you know, skipped around a bit, but you're entering that kind of stuff. Okay, like, you know, that's cool. We'll get that little funny part in the next episode, and then we'll move on, you know. But we don't. It's like very choppy. Like the next episode, like it literally ends with them being in this tavern, which is a big part, and it actually does. Not really, it's not like a huge thing, but like they can skip over something that completely is touched on again and again in the book, and it actually plays a part in like the last battle with, you know, meeting the I don't even remember what they call them now, because they don't say names in this show, but like the men that are like ball crushed those people, I'm so sad we didn't get that.
Yeah, that was such a good episode.
Yeah, and also you don't get the tavern lady, like the desk lady being like, oh, so I'm gonna like smile.
Yeah.
So you don't get that, yeah. I do like how they kept some of that there. That was like a nice little way to like kind of try to save an episode. The only thing I'll say in closing for that episode is I do like one design choice, and that is on like Hajame's vest. It has like the vials of ambrosia. Because I don't remember them ever saying that in the book or showing it or whatnot, but I thought that was cool because it's like, oh, that makes sense. You would have it like close on him. But that leads us into the next episode. It kills me. I think the reason why is because every time they want to try, this company's garbage for telling a story from the beginning. Because every single beginning part of a book is just like shot to shit. Like this episode 8. If that's even the right one now, I don't even care anymore. But they just start at like the third. I don't know if it's the third chapter. It's like a good ways into like the third book. So like we ended in that tavern for them checking into the room. Mind you, they're getting checked into the room, and this next episode starts when they're like in a different city. And they're accepting a quest from somebody that, like, nobody that watches just the show knows. I'm, like, I don't understand how people, I don't know. Like, I honestly, like, if I didn't have the background I did, I would be like, why should I care? I don't care. Like, I don't know. Nothing about this show would entice me if I was not a diehard fan of the books. And I'm sure you feel that way, too. Well, yeah, I don't know. Even you're like, sucks. But I'm not going to speak for you. You could say what you want about this episode because it's...
So there's not much to say. Hajime, okay, the only thing is Hajime is like a little bit nicer than he is in the books, which I think they like... which is, it's not the same because it's obviously made in Japan, but I think they Disneyified Hajime quite a bit.
Yeah, he is a little... I don't know what a witty insert witty comment there.
Yeah,
I can't think of it right now.
But also, special notice, something very important for all your viewers out there. They did do something that was honestly the worst I've ever seen in the history of all anime. And I don't know if Fist of the North Star has horses, okay? I don't know if some old shows have horses in it. But this is the worst animated horses I've ever seen in the history of animation or any that actually.
I don't know, dude. There's some like, third party American like indie animation.
All I'm saying is Pablo Picasso may have drawn a horse in his life, and they were more realistic than what these things were. It was like the awkward 2-second loop animation that loops like 3 times, and it was just terrible. Like, oh my goodness, I don't even understand. Like, don't even have them on horses if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe the artist.
I don't know what the point of like just doing half animation and half CGI is. Like, why don't you just like? I honestly, I'm not sure. As much as it's used in the show, I'm not sure why the whole show just isn't CGI'd. To be honest, it would be less jarring, probably. I mean, not that I would like it any better, but it would probably help a bit with the factor of that. I will say, yeah. Out of that episode, obviously you get the reunion because they jump around so much. So obviously, like, they don't show. It's really weird too because they have this one scene of them traveling to which is the little farming town.
Shout out to my boy Abraham. Continue.
Yeah, but they never showed them getting to Furin or the other.
You mean Fuhrer? Yeah.
Yeah, my Fuhrer. Yeah. So that's just a little weird how they do that. I like the little scene that they showed. I'm just surprised that they don't do more of that. Because it's very choppy the way they do it, and it honestly doesn't make sense. But you do get the reunion of his teacher Aiko and Hajime, which it was all right for me. It's not great. It's not as good as the book. It's just fine. That one I didn't mind because I like that part of the book. So that scene I was okay with. I will say that it just made me think of it, but in the last episode you get this one scene back with like some of the classmates that are like the C team that don't even matter because they're like probably gonna die maybe later, and you have this one girl talking about like Hajime and like how she, you know, like her whole spiel of like what she wants to do, and honestly I don't know why they showed that, because they don't even show it at the beginning of the show, like him saving her and like the whole reason why, you know, she feels that way and like is inspired. So that whole scene in the last episode was like, what? And then in this episode, then they're like, oh, wait a second.
Flashback
we didn't
time.
show that. So flashback, yeah. So we get to see, you know, I don't know. It's just garbage, and I will rant from this time until the end of time, until there's a new version of this show that may be hopefully good.
Shout out to the Aragon movie for ruining that series just as much as this show is ruining Arifureta.
Yeah. So again, this is
Read
our
the
plug
books.
to read the books.
And if you don't want to watch these episodes, just read the books.
Yeah, honestly, no. I would implore you, do not continue watching this show. Just read the book. If you're somebody that doesn't like, you know, like words, you know, they make you think too hard, I get it. Just go read the manga then. There you go. Done. There for both of you. So, you know, just do that. And
Don't waste your time.
yeah, please save us some time. We'll make shorter videos. I'll try to be less ranty, but it's not going to happen probably. So, yeah.
All right.
Stay tuned for the next rant, and peace out, guys.
Later.